Coach Kopatich of Waukee Northwest joins us here this afternoon. Coach, you got a big game this week. Southeast Polk, all games are big games, but you're 6-0 on the season. Southeast Polk, four-time defending state champions on the road. What's this outlook look like this week facing a team of Southeast Polk?
Yeah, obviously they're a really good team, good program. They won the last four state titles, so we try to approach like we have every other week. We're getting ready to play a really good opponent. We know that. So really, we try to keep our approach pretty similar, regardless who we're playing. The goal is always just to go 1-0 each week, and so they'll present some challenges, but I think it's the same approach we've had all season.
How fun do you have on the sidelines with an offense that sure does look like a lot of fun? I mean, you have a quarterback that seems like he's really enjoying it. You had two really good wide receivers. You got a good tight end. You got a good offensive line. I mean, the offense I want to touch on first. You guys are scoring points. It just seems to be clicking this year.
Yeah, I mean, we returned a lot of experience. We returned several offensive linemen. Had our top three receivers coming back. Obviously, a quarterback with a ton of experience, a running back who's been out the last few weeks. I've had some other kids step up and do a nice job in his place. So I think that comes with a lot of that experience last year. They've played well to this point, but it's about continuing to get better and keep making progress.
What's really stood out defensively this year for you? I mean, obviously you guys have been ball hawks. I mean, just a ton of interceptions this year. You're keeping quarterbacks on their toes, but what do you pride yourself most on the defensive side of the ball?
Well, I think the big thing is running the football, giving great effort. We changed our defense from a year ago to a new defensive scheme, and so we had some challenges early on, just implementing a new defense. But I think we've started to settle in now, and I think the things I'm most excited about is when I watch film. This is the best I think in a long time that our defenses are running the football, and that's really important for any good defense is having a lot of guys that are aggressive and get to the football.
Coach, I appreciate your time, and we wish you the best of luck here on Friday night.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach. Here with head coach Zelenovich of the Southeast Polk Rams. Coach, thanks for joining us here on this Tuesday. Big one this week. Waukee Northwest comes in undefeated, 6-0. You guys are 4-2. Starting to roll here a little bit. We'll get into that, but just overarching thoughts here as we go to a big game on Friday night.
Yeah, no, they obviously have a really good football team. Playing really well. A lot of confidence, obviously, and I mean they jump out on film at you. They've done a good job, and both sides of the ball, all three phases, special teams. They got dynamic playmakers on offense and very good defense. It's physical, and they got a bunch of guys that have played a lot of football for them. So that's always a good place to start. So yeah, we're definitely looking forward to the opportunity, and we'll have a great challenge ahead of us Friday night.
Stanley Cooper is a big body in the backfield, and when he runs behind an offensive line like you have, it sure makes things easier. Is it a surprise that he has jumped off so well to start the year? I mean, already 700+ yards. He's a big body back there. Is that crucial to your guys' success so far?
Well, he's grown up a lot. He's done a tremendous job for us. It's no surprise. We've known he had a chance to be a good player for us. He's got all the physical tools. He's big and strong and fast. And for him, it was just, the details of playing the position, understanding scheme and what we're trying to do. And that's, not uncommon for young backs, and so there's been tremendous growth with him doing that. And yeah, I mean, in terms of 5A football in Iowa, we feel like there's a certain way you have to win games, especially as you get to the latter part of the season. And we've tried to build it that way on both sides of the ball in terms of line of scrimmage and running the football and stopping the run. And knock on wood, we've done that pretty well throughout the years and at times this year. But there's a lot of improvement. There's some things we can clean up, and I still think we can play better up front offensively. And I think if you talk to our players up there, our offensive linemen, they would say the same thing. So that's the exciting part, But yet, we got to go out and do it. Time's running out, and here we are, week 7.
Going into Friday here, final question for you. What is going to be the key to win, or what do you see will be the factor for either team if they're going to win on Friday night?
The amount of explosive plays that they create, kind of jump out. And that's kind of been our Achilles heel. We've got to make them, easier said than done, right? Drive the ball and, make them earn it. And, those types of things. Obviously, turnovers, field position, special teams, punting and playing defense. But then, I mean, it comes down to the details. It comes down to third down, comes down to red zones, coming away with touchdowns versus field goals, and then like I said, obviously taking care of the ball. It'd be nice for us to get off to a good start. For whatever reason, we've struggled, to do that, and potentially, might be some guys in some new places, some new faces, obviously, especially at the quarterback position, and defensively, somewhat banged up and didn't have a lot of experience back from that unit. So, we're trying to put our finger on it, and hopefully, when we've had problems, we've dug ourselves a hole, a couple times this year, and if we can just go out and play at Waukee Northwest, and try and get the game to the second half and see what happens. So we got 3 more days of preparation, before we get to there. But I think our guys are excited about the opportunity to play a really good team.
All right, Coach, I appreciate your time. Good luck to you guys in the Rams here on Friday night.
All right, thanks, Blake. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.